Guess it's time that I tell you the truth. If I share my toys, will you let me stay? Don't wanna leave this playdate with you. Call me on the telephone, you feel so far away. You tell me to come over, there's some games you wanna play. I'm walking to your house, nobody's home, just me and you and you and me alone. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a playdate to you. Wake up in your bedroom and there's nothing left to say. When I try to talk, you're always playing board games. I wish I had Monopoly over your mind. I wish I didn't care all the time. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a playdate to you. Ring around the rosy, I never know what you need. Ring around the rosy, I wanna give you what you need. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a playdate to you. You know I give a fuck about you every day. Guess it's time that I tell you the truth. If I share my toys, will you let me stay? Don't wanna leave this playdate with you. You call me on the telephone, you feel so far away. You tell me to come over, there's some games you wanna play. I'm walking to your house, nobody's home, just me and you and you and me alone. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. You know I give a fuck about you every day. Guess it's time that I tell you the truth. If I share my toys, will you let me stay? Don't wanna leave this play date with you. You call me on the telephone, you feel so far away. You tell me to come over, there's some games you wanna play. I'm walking to your house, nobody's home, just me and you and me alone. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. Wake up in your bedroom and there's nothing left to say. When I try to talk, you're always playing board games. I wish I had Monopoly over your mind. I wish I didn't care all the time. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. Ring around the rosy, I never know what you need. Ring around the rosy, I wanna give you what you need. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. You know I give a fuck about you every day. Guess it's time that I tell you the truth. If I share my toys, will you let me stay? Don't wanna leave this play date with you. You call me on the telephone, you feel so far away. You tell me to come over, there's some games you wanna play. I'm walking to your house, nobody's home, just me and me alone. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you about you every day. Guess it's time that I tell you the truth. If I share my toys, will you let me stay? Don't wanna leave this playdate with you. Telephone, you feel so far away. You tell me to come over, there's some games you wanna play. I'm walking to your house, nobody's home, just me and you and me alone. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a playdate to you. Wake up in your bedroom and there's nothing left to say. When I try to talk, you're always playing board games. I wish I had monopoly over your mind. I wish I didn't care all the time. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a playdate to you. Ring around the rosy, I never know what you need. Ring around the rosy, I never know what you need. Ring around.
तो स्ट्रीम काम कर रही है मेरी। तो स्ट्रीम काम कर रही है मेरी।
Telephone, you feel so far away. You tell me to come over, there's some games you wanna play. I'm walking to your house, nobody's home, just me and you and me alone. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a playdate to you. Wake up in your bedroom and there's nothing left to say. When I try to talk, you're always playing board games. I wish I had monopoly over your mind. I wish I didn't care all the time. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe.
So, hello, is my voice clear? So, hello, is my voice clear? So, hello, is my
I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I gave a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. You know I give a fuck about you every day. Guess it's time that I tell you the truth. If I share my toys, will you let me stay? Don't wanna leave this play date with you. If I share my toys, will you let me stay? You call me on the telephone, you feel so far away. You tell me to come over, there's some games you wanna play. I'm walking to your house, nobody's home, just me and you and me alone. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. Wake up in your bedroom and there's nothing left to say. When I try to talk, you're always playing board games. I wish I had Monopoly over your mind. I wish I didn't care all the time. We're just playing hide and seek, it's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games, I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. Ring around the rosy, I never know what you need. Ring around the rosy, I wanna give you what you need. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I gave a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. You know I give a fuck about you every day. Guess it's time that I tell you the truth. If I share my toys, will you let me stay? Don't wanna leave this play date with you. If I share my toys, will you let me stay? You call me on the telephone, you feel so far away. You tell me to come over, there's some games you wanna play. I'm walking to your house, no just a play date to you. Wake up in your bedroom and there's nothing left to say. When I try to talk, you're always playing board games. I wish I had Monopoly over your mind. I wish I didn't care all the time. We're just playing hide and seek. It's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games. I'm tired of always chasing after you. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. Ring around the rosy. I never know what you need. Ring around the rosy. I wanna give you what you need. I don't give a fuck about you anyways. Whoever said I give a shit about you? You never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. You know I give a fuck about you every day. Guess it's time that I tell you the truth. If I share my toys, will you let me stay? Don't wanna leave this play date with you. You call me on the telephone, you feel so far away. You tell me to come over, there's some games you wanna play. I'm walking to your house, nobody's home. Just me and you and me alone. We're just playing hide and seek. It's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you. I don't wanna play no games. I'm tired of always chasing.
माँ ये थोड़ा है भाई मैं स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ, मेरा डिस्कॉर्ड खोला। चल चालू कर। कोई गिया वर्सेस गिया टियर 1 पे है, लेकिन टियर 1 समझ टियर 2 पे पहुंचेगी किसी अच्छी टीम जो पिछली बार थी। भाई मैंने नहीं सुना ना, बात ये मेरा PRX और DRX ही है। बात है ये सब ना फर्स्ट टाइम खेल रहे हैं, मतलब फर्स्ट हुआ है कि फर्स्ट टीम डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाएगी। बहुत शर्म की बात है फिर तो, भगवान का शर्म की बात है। एनर्जी मोर लाइकली कंटेंट क्रिएटिंग, लेकिन कंटेंट क्रिएट ही करते बहुत ज़्यादा देखा जाता हो। भाई मार्क ने किसको लिया? मार्क तो उसमें था ना, टेबल 20 में था, बेचारा को लिया नहीं किसी ने। अच्छा मेरी स्ट्रीम ना 5 सेकंड स्लो है। हाँ तो ये वॉइस आ रही, ये वॉइस नहीं आ रही है, क्या चुतिया हुआ है? कुछ बोल तो। डिस्कॉर्ड वॉइस नहीं दे रहा ये। हम्म, नहीं मतलब मेरा स्ट्रीम डिस्कॉर्ड वॉइस नहीं दे रहा है। ओ भैंस तो क्या तेज हो गया तेरा वॉइस। कुछ कर सकते हैं क्या इसके लिए? नहीं नहीं मतलब कुछ और देख रहा हूँ। अब ठीक है ना? आने अरे तेरी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही ना, बस वही प्रॉब्लम हो रही है। डिस्कॉर्ड में तेरी आवाज़ अगर ले लेना। बात है डेस्कटॉप तेरा आवाज़ नहीं आ रहा, मेरे माइक्रोफोन में आ रही है, आई डोंट नो क्या रीज़न है। डिस्कॉर्ड ऐड उससे मतलब नहीं है, मतलब डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो और हाँ मॉनिटर। अरे तो तेरी वॉइस आ रही थी, वॉइस हमेशा आ रही थी, वॉइस कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। बातें रीड नहीं कर रहे कोई मेरे साथ, डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो मॉनिटर। कुछ बोल तो। स्ट्रीम पे चेक करना लग रहा तेरी आवाज़ आ रही कि नहीं, मुझे क्या बोल रहा है? नहीं तो दोबारा करना पड़ेगा, मैं कहीं तो आ चुकी आप यार ये बहुत। तो फिल्टर, हाँ स्ट्रीम का साउंड बंद कर रहा हूँ मैं। अरे मैं कर रहा, रुक जा।
About you, you never share your toys or communicate. I guess I'm just a play date to you. Wake up in your bedroom and there's nothing left to say. When I try to talk, you're always playing board games. I wish I had Monopoly over your mind. I wish I didn't care all the time. We're just playing hide and seek. It's getting hard to breathe under the sheets with you.
की आवाज़ आ रही हो? मेरे साउंड सिस्टम का लर्न कुछ सेंस नहीं है।
Our lock-in tournament, we wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the people who have been impacted
सुन एक भाई तो स्ट्रीम पे लोड भाई शर्म कर ले भाई तू थोड़ी सी प्लीज भाई तो शांत रहे condolences thank you very much बना क्या तब तक मैं ठीक भी कर लूंगा कौन चोट सीखो से कैसे कह सकते मैं कौन सा चर्च का है
And happy to be here for the start of this epic tournament, 32 teams.
So our first time in Brazil, finally a chance for the Brazilian fans to see some international competition in their home country. This event is going to be amazing.
It is. We got a big event and a big desk as well.
Very
I feel like there's a lot of space we have.
For activities.
Yeah, and a lot of space we have to break down what's going to be happening because you guys are home. But we are coming in with a lot of changes and a lot of new stuff, a lot of cool stuff as well. I think we got to break down the fact on the latest patch. Of course, a lot's changed since Champions. It is going to be patch 6.02. And I also got to say, I have a change really.
Oh, yeah, they've done a solid job at, I think, balancing out the pick here.
It is me कि उनका आवाज काट रहा है बहुत
Champions, that's gone since Challenger split in North America, and Fade 2, who was so dominant, has seen her pick decrease.
भाई भाई 0% तो ज़्यादा ही खराब 80% is still good
Way too strong, so it's good to see. I'm actually kind of expecting a lot of the Pacific.
भाई लोगों ने बोला कि हटाओ मैं तो नहीं करना तुमको हटाओ
So we'll see if that does come true.
Yeah, I also heard that Pansy and Raya decided to bring Split back into the pool. And Seth, as you know, with Split, we might just be...
Might have Zato winning it because we've got Split back. I love this map. To see it into the
Valorant
pool.
क्या ही
Out with
कर
the
रही है
mind, in with a Split, is they always... I'm excited to see it. For
But
decades.
this, a couple little changes, but generally it's going to be pretty similar. I think it's just consistent with changes that have already been made to Valorant, simplifying geometry, some of those 50. I'm hoping that'll make the map a little balanced, even if it plays similar to it used to.
And I gotta say, my favorite map of this map pool is the new one.
It is a stunning one, and we have a crazy another 3-site map, and gotten to see really top-tier professional Valorant. Yeah, this will be the first debuting this map, and I'm so
Yeah, I'm challenging around the world. The older patch having Bind and Breeze in the pool, so we haven't been top level. We haven't been this ladder. So I'm excited to see what the pros can do with it.
And depends if what kind of pro you are. You might be a little bit happy. Stinger changes as well.
One, I smile. I'm excited at this one. You do something to the Odin next. That might be a good little adjustment. I know that Yinsu is not on board with that. But yeah, Stinger does get increased in cost by 150. A little bit of change to the damage ranges and whatnot as well in there. Just a slight little nerf because it was getting out of hand with these force buys.
Yeah, we very briefly had the bad times where it was economically viable to just buy Stinger no armor after losing a round. Made it look like the previous Stinger meta, but thankfully that has been changed. So we should see a little bit more reasonable economic decision making.
Bring back the Bucky meta. I like that meta. That was a fun time.
You are just the weirdest person.
Yeah, I know.
Odins and Buckies.
I like to watch the world burn. But speaking of a good time, we have some great players, some new players coming to this tournament, and some returning players. And Seth, I'm going to give you the stage right off the bat to give me your player to watch. And let me guess, is it a DRX player?
It absolutely is a DRX player, and I think there's a couple different ones that you could go with, but it has to be the solid foundation for this team. It's Mako. The guy is an absolute god when it comes down to playing the controller role. We saw how pivotal he was to DRX's success, being able to break that 5th-6 curse, make it into the 3rd place spot at Champions. It was a lot of it on the back of this man right here.
Yeah, this is the upward swing for DRX. Top 3 last time. They're one of those teams that has stuck together and kept the core of their roster pretty much the same. So it's going to be really exciting to see this guy back in action. Obviously, so many highlight clips at Champions, so many impactful clutches that made that run possible.
Yeah, like you both said, this is a team that hasn't had to really deal with a sort of new players coming in, get them to get more climatized, but there is a team that had to do that. But Mimi, I know your player to watch is from the World Champions of last year.
Yeah, that it is. A man who is going to find himself at home here in Brazil, and that's no one but Aspas. This guy was insane in Champions last year, having such incredible impact to win loud that tournament. He's one of the absolute best dive players, playing on the Jet, playing on the Raze, and now we're in a meta where Chamber is pretty much gone, and it's really going to emphasize those players that can be flexible and slot into different roles on that duelist side. And on top of that, he's playing in his home country, right?
Yeah.
We saw how much that charged up Alphayer in Turkey. Now this guy is at home in Brazil.
It's going to be electric when they do finally take the stage. Unfortunately, that's on Wednesday now, not today. But when it does happen, it won't. The wait will have been worth it because the crowd is going to go absolutely crazy, and I'm hoping to see him go absolutely crazy as well in that lobby. Maybe not. You know, Genji's in there, so I'm a little bit torn, but we'll get to that later.
I mean, can he do it back to back? That is the question here. But I want to throw out a name from the distance past, a name that we did not mention at all at an international event in 2022. But he lifted a trophy from the distance past, a name that we did not mention at all, and it is all very exciting to see. He kind of pioneered the rat he plays, the lurks, the cypher, the viper, everything. He's an icon at this stage. And do you guys think that he can keep that up?
A lot of players have been talking about how potent Killjoy and Cypher are. Those are the roles where this guy survived. Now he's coming back in, absolutely filled with all-stars. It's been way too long.
Yeah, I mean, there's a guy who could walk, and now I think that he's back and he's ready to go into a full-blown sprint. So I'm really excited to see him on his return, and I hope that with this meta behind him as well, we get out there because they were so dominant.
I think it's gonna happen. I feel like he's gonna pull out something that we maybe haven't seen before, but we shall here. But here, I want to hear you guys' hot takes before the tournament. Give it to me. Pitch it to me. What is your hot?
There's way too much going on, but I've got a good one for you. I've got a spicy hot take for you. It's about team. Chance of making it into.
अरे वो इजी टॉप 4 बोल रहे हैं मतलब मीमी टट्टी हो गई है इजी नहीं
that did so much.
टॉप 4 में कौन होगा एनआरजी
I think the bracket is right.
गार्ड
Two teams from Korea going to be in the grand final. It's going to happen. Be DRX, and I don't know who the hell the other one's going to be. But it's gonna happen. It happened in League of Legends.
तेरा वॉइस म्यूट
So
कर
it's
रहा है
just
मेरा
gonna
बहन
happen
का
again here
लैपटॉप
at this
That's how it
event.
works.
That's exactly how it
तेरी
works.
आवाज
The
म्यूट
script
कैसे हो
writers,
रही है?
they use the same ones for this. I'm off the goop,
I do
teaming.
love, it's the first time you've been able to
तुम
say that.
ऐड
This
हो
is the
सकते
first time
हो
we've had more than one Korean team at international tournament.
Huzzah!
But
It's actually
this,
not true.
oh, true. Yeah, you're right about that. Well, this true. All of the new rosters, all of the
अबे
teams are going to be
फाउंडेशन
here.
है।
We are here to showcase teams from around the globe. Check out this video that breaks.
VCT Brazil, and welcome to Lock King, this global event of Champions Tour. Over the next 3 weeks, 32 teams will battle through the biggest tournament in Valorant sports.
वो है
As
भाई
well as
सच
2
बात है।
representatives from China. To secure victory, teams will have to battle through a gauntlet of matches where there will be no room for error. The concept is brutally simple. Final Four and
देखा होगा ये।
First half of our teams here, the alpha stage, the alpha bracket. Of course, it's single.
Yeah,
It's bound to happen.
this is going to be a crazy. Perfect circle.
Yes, brother,
is
yes,
what is
yes.
gonna break down. Each of those arrows is a. Perfect run to win this event. That is so insanely difficult to do.
Yeah, you got to work your way from the outside all the way into the bullseye, and whoever can do it, Godspeed to them, because this is going to be grueling, even for the best teams out there, the ones that we've seen dominate in the past. Anything can happen in this format. You can get upset, and if that happens, you're going home.
I'm pretty sure the last time that we saw a team do a perfect run, and the only time we've seen it at an international event, was Sentinels at Reykjavik, and the game has changed a whole lot since
Good
then.
long while ago.
Yeah.
I mean, they are on the other side of the bracket, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe we see them do it again. And speaking of the team that can do it again, this is it, guys. This is the part where we're going to get people on Twitter hella rolled up, because I want to know who you think is going to take it all right now, right here, Seth. I'll start with you.
You'll never guess what
Yeah,
he's
any
gonna pick.
guesses?
Do you want to just move on? DRX. I'm going with DRX, of course. They have only added one player. They got Foxy9. The guy is a just absolute dynamite player when it comes down to the duelist role. Otherwise, they keep the same 5 together. They haven't undergone any really big shuffles or anything. So I think that with that strong core, they could be able to take this. They should be able to take this.
All right, I respect that. You stick into your craft, you'll get it right eventually. But I'm going to predict a team that I think has improved a lot during the offseason. That's 100 Thieves. They made a really solid run last year at Champions. In the offseason, they picked up Cryo, won that Red Bull event. I have a lot of faith in this team to do well, and I think the bracket looks right for them to maybe just win this one.
Their bracket looks right for them?
Yeah.
Damn, Mimi, that's real faith. That is real faith. Now, I'm going to take a page out of Seth's book and just, like, keep going until I get it right. 4th time lucky. 4th time is the charm. It is Paper Eggs, of course. Shout out to all you paper boys and paper girls at home. We know that they're going to take a trophy home this year, and I feel like it's going to be this one. And I know both of you are going to, like, heavily disagree with me, but you're going to look stupid when it happens.
It could be anyone. It's single elimination. There's no way to know.
Yeah, exactly, and it's probably going to be Paper Eggs. But
I'm
anyway,
a Pacific guy now, so if you want to go for a Pacific team, that's fine by me.
okay, we got this.
There we go.
We've got something going on. But you guys at home actually will also have a chance to vote in the poll for today. Who do you think is going to be winning, securing even their regional extra spot at Masters Tokyo later this year? Tell us if it's Americas, Pacific, EMEA, or China in today's poll. Go and vote, and we're probably going to reveal the results in a bit. I actually don't know which way this is going to go this time around.
It's tough. I think probably America's going to take the poll.
It's America's because we have the NA fans and the Brazilian fans and the LATAM fans
Yeah.
all combined into one mass now.
It's a
EMEA was
scary
already
force.
together.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I feel like the Brazilian fans might push this over the edge.
Yeah.
I think you two might be right here. But I can't help but feel like, imagine if China could just do it here.
It'd be
They have
pretty cool.
2 teams. They only have 2. Everyone else has 10 teams in this tournament.
It would be wild if I was wrong and it's actually 2 Chinese teams in the grand final instead of 2 Korean ones. But hey, I would welcome that reality. Open arms.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
It is doable. It is doable. We're going to go to a quick break here, but when we come back, we're going to break down our first match of lock-in. It is NRG versus Koi. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to day 1 of lock-in from Sao Paulo. It's time to talk about our kickoff match between Koi and NRG. Now, coming to this tournament, there's a lot of new things. We don't know what is going to happen. New meta, new teams, new maps, and so on. And Koi, Mimi, is one of those teams. We don't know what is going to happen with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions around this team. They've been kind of built off of the core of what used to be Guild last year, taking the leadership of Coldamenta and their coach Barbar and adding in one of their young players in Trex. But everyone else on this roster haven't seen in a while. A former world champion and a former world finalist in Starkso and Shados, and a really young brand new player with Wolfen.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this is going to go. Because aside from Wolfen, they're very much known quantities. Like you said, a former world champion, former finalist. There's a lot of experience on this team. But sometimes when you assemble parts this great, you can't quite put them together correctly. So I'm hoping to see that they've been able to do that and that they can get Wolfen up to speed as well.
Yeah, and we have not seen them play at all in the offseason. So this will be the very first match for this team in their form.
Well, this is the unknown entity you guys have spoken of, but there's one thing that is known, and that is Coldamenta. He rebranded, guys, if that's not a me joke. But when it comes to Coldamenta, Mimi, look at this track record.
Yeah, he has a fantastic record at leading teams to qualify to big international events and doing well in them. He won the European Masters way back in the day. He's brought a team to Berlin, brought a team to Copenhagen, and now he's doing the same here with Koi.
Yeah, I'm ready to dive in and see how this is going to go. Because coming into this, I've talked to a lot of players. How do you think this matchup is going to fare? How do you think that Koi have gotten things together? And everyone's saying that they look incredibly good in scrims, and a lot of that has to be Coldamenta being the cement to really just bring this team together.
Yeah, and I think it is kind of interesting to parallel the story, because at Copenhagen, Trex was that brand new young player coming in. Koldo was trying to get him into a place where he could compete well at that tournament. He popped off, did amazing, and now it's going to be the same thing here with
Of Coldamenta, he is with Shados and Brandon Sideshow as well right now for a quick catch-up before lock-in. Check this out.
Hey, Brandon Sideshow here, joined by a couple of players from Koi. It is Shados and Coldamenta joining us here for an interview. First of all, thank you very much for sitting down with us. And the first question that I want to ask you is, we saw a tweet right before the tournament began from Ibe, boss, co-founder, streamer extraordinaire. And I got a quote here. He said, "Warning, Caipirinha. Warning, Carnival." Does he have some reason to be worried about, what you lot are going to be getting up to while you're here?
I mean, No, I don't think so. I think he heard me saying on a stream last night because I was on the stream live with the Sergio Ferra. He's like one of the content creators for Koi, saying that I tried the caipirinha but only once, you know.
Right.
I said it was pretty strong, and I think he heard it, and that's why he said on Twitter afterwards.
Yeah, he was very determined that you guys are going to be try hard in the practice, try hard when it comes out on stage. I saw your follow-up tweet as well saying, my boss is just my dad.
Yeah. That's like a Spanish thing to say, you know, like my boss is like my boss, you know, like my father, yeah.
So I was listening to a recent interview with Starkzo, and he was explaining, this was a couple of weeks ago, that your team was still experimenting with what roles you were going to play, that kind of thing as well. Is this going to just end up being like a sub-goal or a poll or something that you just come in, you roll the dice, see what happens with the roles? Or have you actually got them cemented heading into the event now?
You want to answer?
In my opinion, I cannot answer this question because we will see on Soundpower if he playing good on this role, we will keep this. If not, we will change. So.
Right. Because you do have a very flexible team as well. Almost every player on the team has played tons of different stuff. I mean, you yourself, Shadows, you played all sorts, from duelist to initiator and everything else.
Yeah, I play on a lot of roles and I feel comfortable. Also, when Barbar invited me in team, he said you will play on agent. So I like playing this team and be part of it.
Okay, so this is still just like a bit of an experimental period, using Brazil as the testing grounds, or you're just trying to hide stuff for your upcoming match?
Well, I mean, since we only had 1 month, couple of days apart from that, like, of practice, so it's mental, kinda already. I mean, let's set some basics on certain maps, and others we're still experimenting. Let's say.
Okay, interesting. Shados, I wanted to talk to you as well because it's been, I think, over a year since you played on the global stage at a big tournament, and now you're coming into this one. You know, it's the first time in a while, but it's also one of the biggest tournaments we've seen in Valorant, right? And the big difference is there's a big crowd behind us this time, right? When you guys won in 2020 in Berlin, it was a lot different. There was no crowd. How do you feel about that coming into lock-in? Do you feel like it's going to make a big difference for you?
For me, I think it is not because in previously game in CS:GO I played with crowd on a couple tournaments, local tournaments. So I think it is fine for me.
Nice. Okay.
I also want to play in tournaments.
I mean, you've got such a win roster of players. You won in Berlin, Commentory, you've won like the Masters EMEA way back when. Players on the team, you've all had various different parts of success. You've also been able to beat this NRG core whenever you've played against them, basically. So what's the secret? What's the key in your head, Commentory, as the IGL to winning this opening game?
I mean, to be fair, this tournament, you know, knows what the opponent is really gonna show, so it's gonna be harder because one of our strengths, I could say, is analyzing opponents, you know, knowing how they play and how to adapt our style to theirs. So now might be different, but I heard they actually like have like kind of like the same style or something. So I think it's 50-50 at this point.
Do you think it gives you a bit of an edge in the tournament, the fact that your roster's coming together, all different pieces, and you know, there's not much footage really for any sort of teams? Do you feel like that gives you
Probably. But like, I mean, there is a core though, like Barbar. It's kind of like same style, but like with some new stuff. So it's 50-50 as well.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yeah. Well, zero secrets out of you. Still no idea what roles you're going to be playing. The opening game. I think it's still going to be a blast, and you can keep your secrets.